When Pokemon Black and White first came out, it was a really exciting time. It had all of these awesome new graphics, a deeper and darker storyline, and even triple and rotation battles. And since this generation had so many changes from the generations prior to it, of course people started complaining. Some complaints had a good point to them, while others not so much. This list is going to consist of some legit problems, and some joke problems thrown in there as well. Just as a disclaimer, none of the things said in this video are seriously meant to bash these games, and none of the following actually reflects my own opinions on these things. It's just for fun. So with all that said, you guys, here are 50 things wrong with Pokemon Black and White. Rotation and triple battles were introduced, but not many of them were even in the main game. Some people thought that the beginning of the games took a little bit too long. Little did they know what was coming in the future. There was no auto level for Wi-Fi. They got this girl wearing booty shorts and a vest!
Demonetized.
A lot of people were upset because your Pokemon couldn't follow you around in these games. But yet they could in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which were released a year earlier. There was a glitch where you could surf and land on the inside of an NPC. Oh god, now I'm inside this guy.
Monetized.
Instead of just letting you transfer your Pokemon over from another game, they made you sit through playing a minigame every single time, whether you wanted to or not. Some people liked it, while others just wanted to get their Pokemon. Yet another firefighting type starter. You can't catch any old Pokemon until after you've beaten the main game, unless you used Wi-Fi. This change left some fans unhappy, because some fans like to mix their older favorites with the newer Pokemon. A lot of fans didn't really like some of the new Pokemon designs. They're all like,
ew, garbage Pokemon! Really? Oh my god, I love Muck.
There's this really creepy pedophile hiker with you on the Ferris wheel. He says some really messed up and questionable things.
Hey, how are you? Could you do me a favor and have a seat right over there on that stool, please?
Yeah.
He must be related to Jared or something. Pokemon Black and White were the very first Pokemon games not to include any kind of Game Corner casino. They were also the first games to remove walking with poison. However, there really are a lot of people out there that don't like this change. Some say it's because it breaks tradition, and others say they removed an important RPG element of the game.
Okay, why does this Pokemon look like it's about to tell me off?
What beats fire? I know that this is meant to help new players learn the type advantages, but seriously? And if you somehow manage to get this question wrong, nothing happens. You just get to choose again until you get it right. And yes, they had a similar puzzle in Blaine's Gym, but some of the questions there were at least kind of tricky. This is the generation that started censoring a lot of nicknames in the Pokemon games. You even had to change certain Pokemon's actual names to be able to trade them, simply because it had an offensive word inside of the name. It even happened to Conkeldurr, and you might be wondering, okay, so what's offensive about his name? Well, it's because the word con was censored for some reason. And because of the censorship, an English language Conkeldurr couldn't even be traded on the GTS. In Nimbasa City Gym, there's a glitch where a trainer can actually get ran over. If you lose a battle to her and come back, here's what happens. Yup, she'll be standing on the track. And if you press this button... What the hell? Let's see that again on the instant replay.
Run, bitch, run!
There was no Versus Seeker. The GTS website was always down. And since the GTS is now shut down, you can no longer grow berries in this game. And not only that, but now that the Wi-Fi support is gone, we can no longer access a lot of the awesome features that the game had. Pokemon based on food? They're really running out of ideas. Remember how I said you couldn't find any old Pokemon until after you beat the game?
Well, I lied, because I just found a Tauros.
At least I don't have to worry about running into any Zubat in this cave, right?
Woobat, 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 Woobat.
86 of the new Pokemon were a homage to Gen 1 Pokemon. Lenora's original artwork was changed due to controversy. Lenora's gym leader title in the Japanese version had to be changed in the US version due to controversy as well. The 7 Sages didn't really serve much of a purpose in the main game. No Battle Frontier. A lot of people thought that the Team Plasma battles were really repetitive. It was like battling the same trainer over and over and over. And yes, a lot of Pokemon games have had this problem in the past, but at the time, with this being the new generation, with all these new Pokemon, I think they could have given them a little bit of variety. We had 3 rivals in this game, and at times it felt a little overwhelming. I'd be on my merry way, and then all of a sudden, boom, Bianca. And I'm all like,
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
a lot of people didn't really like how the experience was in these games. You can't access half the map until after you've beaten the game. There was a glitch with Trick Room. If a Pokemon has a greater speed than 1,809, it'll actually ignore the effects of Trick Room and act before slower Pokemon. You can't get a fishing rod until after you've beaten the game. There was no Safari Zone of any kind. A lot of people didn't like the fact that the low HP music can interrupt your battle music. Even though the low HP music was awesome, if we still can't skip this tutorial, then at least we can make it a little bit more interesting.
Bitch.
Most people didn't really find the Pokemon musicals that interesting. A lot of people tend to say that the Unova region is pretty linear. Water types like Politoed had a huge advantage when using rain in battle, turning the meta into nothing but a weather war, not an evolution for Love Disc. And the most important thing, why is this Team Plasma member such a butt? Overall, Pokemon Black and White are great games, and I never really understood all the hate that it got. I actually had a really hard time making this list, simply because I hadn't played Pokemon Black and White in so long. I went back and played the games again for the first time since they were released back in 2011. I forgot just how fun these games actually are, and the soundtrack for this game is amazing. The Celestial Tower music is just orgasmic. What are some of the complaints that you guys had with Pokemon Black and White? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and check out the rest of my 50 Things Wrong series. Including this video, I've now done one for each of the generations of Pokemon. Follow me on Twitter at @ABrandonThePast for more updates and funny Pokemon stuff. Thank you to all my patrons for the continued support. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. This has been Brandon, and I'll see you guys in 2018.